Hello, guys. Welcome back to another Toyota Tuesday. I am Brian from Sixth Gear Garage, and I have with me Clinton from Dirt Garage.
Hey guys, how's it going?
And we are here once again on this Tuesday to talk everything Toyota truck, 4Runner, pickup, Hilux, anything with you guys concerning these old Toyota trucks. Once in a while, we get a
Absolutely.
Camry question, and we're kind of quiet on those because we never work on those. So bring all your questions, and also the very first post in the live chat, I have my email up there, garage at sixthgearadvertising.com. If you guys want to shoot me some pics of your rides, we'll take a look at those later on in the show when we get a free minute. So,
Sounds great.
Clinton, what's new with you, man? How's the rebuild going?
It's good. Yeah, so I stripped everything in the interior and in the engine bay, and the last couple of days has just been sanding and grinding and trying to clean up all the fire damage.
Nice.
Luckily, after grinding it down, sanding down where the fire actually was, I found the sheet metal on the firewall actually seems still in really good shape. So, yeah, sanded down the entire rest of the engine bay, and right now the whole engine bay is sitting in the shop with a fresh coat of primer on everything. So, waiting for that to dry so I can move on to whatever's next.
Very cool.
Yeah,
So, like when you're painting up there, I mean, does that
yeah,
take extra long to dry? Because it's like
yeah. It
extra
does. It
build
takes
up. Yeah,
forever.
it's gonna be a long process.
I mean, right now, like during the day, it's sitting just above zero, like
Oh, jeez.
3 degrees ish. So it's been nice for painting. A couple weeks ago, it just would really suck. It would take forever for it to dry, and I wouldn't trust the paint after, anyways, just because it was applied so freaking cold.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's above zero, so the paint is eventually drying. It's just taking a few extra hours.
yeah. No, that's 0 Celsius. So just so you
Yeah,
guys
that's
know,
zero
that's like what
Celsius.
30, 32 for us. But
Yeah,
still, I
something
mean,
like that.
the directions on anything I use, it says like ideal is
Oh yeah,
55 to 70
it's
Fahrenheit.
still nowhere near the instructions temperature, but I'm dealing with what I have right now, so
Yeah, there
I
you
want to
go.
go wheeling, so I'm just getting it done.
There you go. Yeah, I have not really touched anything Toyota in the past week. It's been really cold here for Ohio, and we had all
Hmm.
that snow. And then I made it my mission to go through. I had like multiple boxes of Toyota bolts and brackets and screws and plastic
Yeah,
parts, and I've been sorting all those out, and it's taken I don't even know how many hours. So I've got like 50 different Ziploc bags of everything all
yeah,
sorted and labeled, and I'm done.
nice.
Yeah, so it feels good.
Yeah, that's good. I also went to the dealership today. I bought a brand new speedometer cable for my truck because obviously that was completely melted. And they're kind of hard to remove sometimes without destroying them anyways. So I just paid the whatever $115 it was for a brand new one.
Man,
I mean that's Canadian, so
that's still it's like $100 US
yeah, it's
probably.
almost $100. Yeah,
I didn't
but
realize it was so
it's a
pricey.
really nice cable.
Yeah,
And I had to pick up a few other random grommets, like the grommets around the heater core that goes in the firewall, and the grommets that go around the hood hinges, because those are all burnt up too. But every other grommet, I'm just going to pick up a universal random size uh, grommet pack and just figure out what fits where. Not worth buying new for.
yeah, save
Not
some
from a
money.
dealership. Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. We already got some questions here. I will go through the emails in a little bit, guys. Maybe when Clinton is telling a story, so we don't have any dead air time here. But I did get some emails. Um, let's see. Glad you guys like the show. Thanks, Chris, for the good words. We're kind of every week when we start up, it's like I gotta like restart something or do something. And this week, everything worked on the first try between Skype and
Yeah, it
OBS,
was the
and
first time we didn't have to hang up the Skype call and try again.
yeah. So got smooth sailing finally.
Yeah, it is actually smooth sailing. Yeah.
Episode 5.
Hmm.
My next video, the fast lane. I was just telling Clinton, it's not going to be Toyota related. Sorry, guys. I just haven't had time to mess with anything Toyota. So I've got some videos on YouTube uploaded. I just haven't like made live yet, made public yet. So I'll probably just go back and pick one of those.
Good problem to have.
Yeah.
Right now, actually, I feel great. I'm so I'm so ahead in content. I was gonna have this week's done as of yesterday, so that's pretty ahead for me. But also looking ahead, it's like I'm not gonna have any shortage on videos for the next like month, 2 months almost. So that's really nice to have. Because one of the hardest parts is trying to figure out what I'm going to shoot, whether it's going out and finding time to go wheeling or finding something to do to the truck to make a video on. But yeah, pretty easy now.
Yeah, now you get one choice, and that's about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly. It's the truck needs to get rebuilt, so that's what I'm doing right now. So that's what my content is. As much as I'd love to get a wheeling video in between there, but I'm not the only one that's currently in build season right now. So
I was gonna say
pretty much all my budgets are working.
you could always roll along with somebody else just to get some footage if you really get the
Yeah,
itch.
but pretty much everyone decided to rip apart their trucks at the same time I did. So it's middle of winter. The snow isn't good right now, so everyone's like, well, might as well build our trucks up some more.
Yeah.
The good snow doesn't typically start till beginning of April, but we don't even have very much snow right now, so who knows if that's even going to be a thing.
Yeah, it all came down here.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm curious now. What's good in snow and bad snow for snow wheeling?
Really wet snow,
Is
not soft and powdery.
okay. So
It packs down really nicely so that you stay on top.
okay.
So, because that type of snow is where you want to use really low gears and creepy crawl, because as soon as you start spinning the tires, you start digging down. But when snow's like that, you can literally be driving on 8 feet of snow and not sink into it.
Gotcha.
So, it's a really neat experience when you're actually out snow wheeling and you find the right snow or the right snow conditions to be able to do that. But yeah, it's pretty freaking sweet.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah,
We
powder
take-
snow. Oops, sorry.
I was gonna say we take whatever we can get down here, but
Yeah.
so probably
Powder-
in your cold season you get all the powder snow, and that's not what you want.
Yeah, no, powder snow isn't what you want. Powder snow is horsepower, lots of skinny pedal snow, and you just try to plow through it the best you can. But yeah, you're not staying on top in powder snow.
Good to know. Should I ever actually get out and do some snow wheeling?
You'll want bigger than 35s for snow wheeling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would go at least 37.
Okay. Good to know.
But
Let's see. Okay, here we go. Good question. Are old Toyota pickups practical daily drivers? I'm gonna go with a yes on that. What are your thoughts on that, Glenn?
I used to daily drive mine. When I bought it, I think it was 2014 till about 2016, 2017, I daily drove it. It was a great truck. Like, they're great because you almost never have to work on them. They're just reliable. Depending on the truck you have and your setup, mine was just a dog on fuel. Like, the stock 3-liter with an automatic transmission, just I would maybe get 250 kilometers to a tank, which is terrible. So it depends on what truck you are. But if you have like a manual 22 RE, I'd imagine it would be better for a daily driver anyways.
Yeah, mine was a 22R manual, and I drove
Yeah.
it for about 2 years daily.
Yeah.
It was like about 100 miles a day for my trip to work and back,
Yeah.
and it did great. Obviously, the fuel wasn't exciting because I was on, big tires and geared
Yeah.
with 529s, but it left me strained, I think, 2 times. When it got too cold and the carb, something was needed adjusted on it. I think the electric choke, I ended up adjusting that, but left me strained in about an hour from home. But other than that, though, and I was an awesome daily driver. Not to mention, it was fun because when we did get a good snowstorm, people would be
Yeah.
doing like 20 miles an hour on the freeway, and I could just fly by in
Shoot.
the left lane and
That's
never
awesome.
be late. So, yeah, no, definitely a good daily driver. You just want to make sure you go through everything like you would in an old vehicle, for example.
Oh, absolutely.
I had a slave cylinder go out about an hour from home one time. That kind of sucked. But keep your eye on stuff like that.
Oh, it's just like any vehicle that's from the 80s or 90s that you're going to be daily driving. There's going to be little things like that that need maintenance and something you need to keep an eye on. But a
Yeah.
lot of stuff like that, it's you only need to do once in the lifetime of owning a vehicle too. And
Yeah, especially if you're buying like an OEM part, that's gonna. I mean,
yeah,
it lasted 30 years the first time around, so you need to be good.
exactly. And if it's a daily driver and you're not beating the heck out of the vehicle, chances are it'll probably last another lifetime
Yeah.
of the vehicle. So
Yep. Yeah, like it's OEM parts. Yeah, they're expensive, but I've had AutoZone parts fail after a
mhm.
few years. When you think how long that original one lasted,
Yeah, when
it's
the
worth it.
original one lasts 30 years,
Yep.
makes it look pretty good.
You get what you pay for.
Hmm.
Let's see. Catching up here. Okay, this one's for you, Clinton.
Uh-oh.
Um, uh, he's got a '92 V630, and he wants to know which is better, a lift kit or bigger tires. Well, I guess it's not really such an engine question, but I guess it depends how big your tires are, how much lift you need for those
Yeah.
tires.
It also depends on what you're doing with it and what kind of lift kit, and like it's pretty like if you're only planning on going like max 33s, then just go with 33s. You don't need to trim much to fit 33s without rubbing, and it'll cost you less. Whereas if you're buying a lift kit, I mean, in a 93, lots of guys start off with like just the ball joint spacers, and I know from experience those are absolute trash. So I don't know. It really depends what you're gonna do with it, though.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. We'll get back to that one. Let's see. Where are we from? I'm from Ohio, Northern Ohio, and I'll let Clinton tell you about Canada up there.
Yeah, I'm in British Columbia, Canada, so we're a fair bit apart.
Yeah, two very different regions. As we
Yeah.
learned about last week, where you can apparently like snitch on somebody for
Mhm.
installing aftermarket parts in their vehicle and get them pulled over. That's
Yeah,
very
that's
different
the
than
thing.
around here.
Hmm.
Except maybe California. I know they're kind of like picky about their
Yeah.
modifications. But let's
Abs-
see. Chris acquired an '87 DLX four-wheel drive extra cab. Nice truck. Um, have we had any experience with overlays that adhere to the dash? You're talking about the ones that are basically to cover up the dash cracks, I assume. Um, or are you talking about the ones that go over like the HVAC controls? I'm not sure. I assume you're going to talk about the ones that cover the entire dash because yours is probably cracked because it's an '80s Toyota. So I would say I did one time. I was on an older car, and it was super easy to use. It comes in black, so I mean, if you have another color dash, I guess you could try and paint it with some vinyl paint, and I guess you might have to like scuff that up first to give it something to bite to. Maybe use some kind of adhesion promoter. But those things, for what they are, I've seen them fit pretty well. I don't know. You ever use those caps?
No. Um, sorry. I've only used, or I've only really have a lot of experience in third gen pickups, and I've never had one with a cracked dash. I've never had to cover anything up.
Really?
So,
Okay.
yeah, cracked dashes aren't super common in third gens. I don't think none of the ones I've seen in any of my buddies' trucks or the parts trucks I've gone through have ever had a cracked dash. So,
I thought
that being said, my brother's 85. It's a cracked dash, but
Yeah.
it's second gen.
95% of the second gens I've seen have had a cracked dash.
Yeah.
And even my '94 Land Cruiser,
Yeah.
like the day after I bought it, I was sitting in it, and the dash cracked right in front of me.
Oh, that
I
would have
was
sucked.
I was sitting in there in my driveway. I was trying to figure out how to sync my phone to the radio, and I heard a super loud pop, like a battery exploding or something like that.
Hmm.
And I was trying to, what the hell is that? And I looked up on top of the dash, and it was a brand new crack. It's the
That
the second
sucks.
day I owned it. Yeah. So maybe it's just your third gen pickups that got lucky because
I think it might have been, yeah.
yeah, they don't have the same look. But yeah,
I
the
don't
overlays
remember.
though, I mean, they're like $100, but they're
Yeah.
pretty well made, and you're not
I
gonna
don't remember
find.
if the dash was cracked in our FJ60 or not. It might have been, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
Or a 62, sorry.
You guys don't really get this, the sun up there, though. I don't know if it's
Well,
because.
actually, no. Cranbrook, like where I live, is the sunniest city in British Columbia.
Oh, okay.
So,
I guess you do.
yeah. Um,
Yeah, my Land Cruiser was imported from Tottori, Japan, which, from what I researched, is like very like hot and deserty. They have a bunch of sand dunes, and it's like the
yeah.
Miami of Japan. So I figured that's probably why my paint's faded and my dash is cracked.
Yeah.
But now here in Ohio, though, it's pretty shady about half the year, pretty cloudy. That's probably why
Hmm.
half of our interiors are decent. Whereas, south and west, they're all roached, the plastics are faded.
Yeah.
Um, anyways, we're getting off topic here, but back to the
Yeah, a
rest of your
little bit.
question, Chris. By the way, thanks for the donation there. I just saw that below your
Super
comment.
chat.
That's the biggest one yet. $9.99.
Nice.
I'm rich.
I'm rich.
Um, the badge on the pillar only says Toyota, not four-wheel drive. Is that odd? I have had a four-wheel drive truck that also just said Toyota. I don't know, however, if it was the original cab or if the cab was ever swapped on it. But I'm trying to think if mine even says four-wheel drive or not. I'll have to think of a picture. It's been so long since I've actually looked at it. I'll
I'm
check
pretty
out a
sure my
picture.
brother's 85 does.
Yeah, I thought all the four-wheel drives would, but I know I've had one that didn't.
Maybe the turbo diesel ones, because I know they have a turbo diesel badge there instead. I don't know if they say 4x4.
Yeah. If
But
if I get a second here, I'll look that up. Let you know. Let's see. Next, Ethan's got a 3.0 V6 with 300,000 miles on it. Nice. Um, do we think it can be saved for cheap, like just basic tune-up and maintenance? All right, Clint. This one's all you. I'm gonna check out that badge question.
I completely missed it because I was trying to hold in a cough.
Okay,
What question am I reading?
I thought you
Sorry.
might be coughing, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
He's got it under control.
I was painting today, and for some reason I'm coughing now.
Coincidence.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which
it's
one am I?
a 300,000 mile, 3-liter V6. He says, can it be saved? So I don't know what it means by can it be saved. Does it already have an
That
issue?
depends on what's wrong with it. Yes.
Or do you mean save as in just keep it going? But,
What is 300,000 miles and 300, 1, 2, 3 miles to km? 482. So, I mean, I don't know what you mean by saving, but my wife's Forerunner has 516,000 kilometers, which is close to that. And I mean, there's a whole lot of little things that are wrong to it, or that were wrong with it. That's just what happens with the high mileage rigs. There's a whole bunch of like little tiny things that'll eventually add up over time. That'll cost a whole lot to actually fix the whole truck. But the previous owner of that Forerunner did very, very little maintenance. It was definitely owned by a hippie who went to Lake Shambhala and lived in. I mean, you guys aren't from around here, but Nelson is a very hippie town where, yeah. Either way, the maintenance wasn't done very, very well on it. So we had a whole lot to do to that Forerunner after we bought it. But I mean, they can definitely be saved. Unless it is rotten beyond repair and or not beyond repair, but beyond your skill set to repair. That is the whole other thing too.
Yep. Yeah, that is the downfall.
Mm-hmm.
At least around here.
Yeah.
So depending on where you're from has a big part to do with the life of your truck. But
Mm-hmm. And then there's always like, how far are you willing to go to repair it? If that's the case, if it is a rotten frame, are you willing to go as far as to replacing the frame of a non-rotten frame to keep it running? I mean, it's pretty easy to save a vehicle if you've got the motivation to, I guess, or if it's even worth it.
yeah. Let's see. John just found us last week. So far, so good. Thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks for checking back, too. I know a lot of you guys are regulars on the show now. So,
Mhm.
hey, real quick, I'm going to jump over to this badge that we were talking about earlier. I found my picture here, and my 85 does have the four-wheel drive badge there. and I've had another four-wheel drive that just had the regular Toyota badge. So I'm not sure what determines if they put that on there or not.
Maybe an SR5 thing? Is yours an SR5?
No,
My brother's an
mine's a
SR5.
DLX,
Okay.
just like Chris's. So
Yeah, I've seen that same badge say turbo diesel instead of 4x4 though, but that's because I guess it's more important to say whether it's a turbo diesel than it's a 4x4. That's the thing worth
yeah,
noting on
yeah, I
that
think
pillar.
so.
I don't know.
Don't know how that. Yeah, I don't know what determines that. If anybody
Yeah,
knows, post in the comments there. All right, here's Say Henderson back for episode 5. He's got an 85 daily pulling a 16-foot trailer hauling lawn equipment. So there you go, man. These trucks, they can take a beating.
absolutely.
Jim drives his 84 extra cab. So yeah, a lot of daily drivers. That's good. Let's see. Hearsay. I always thought he needed a diesel. You know what? I don't know. They got no experience with the diesels. Some people praise them, but in reality, I mean, it's not like, I don't think it'd be worth swapping an original diesel motor over to another truck.
So yeah, the old school, like what was in like your 85 and stuff, the diesel option was like a 2LT,
Yeah.
and those motors are absolute like boat anchors. They're make as much power as the 22RE, and they're not anywhere near as reliable. And you can't find parts for them either, at least here. So
Yeah. They're pretty rare.
most people get rid of them and swap them for like something that a more common motor to find parts for, because yeah, they're just not reliable like the gasoline engines. At least yeah, for those ones. The later diesel ones or later diesel engines that Toyota put out were great. But in my experience, yeah, I've only have experience with 2LT.
Yeah. I've never actually seen one in person. They're that rare around here.
Yeah, I have a friend who did 2LT. He put a diesel in place of the 22RE, and it was 94 pickup. But it ended up being super unreliable and kept blowing turbos and had other issues. And then he ended up going back. He sold the 22RE after he put the diesel in, then blew the diesel, and then he found a 22R and replaced the diesel with the 22R. So he ended up downgrading and then further downgrading.
Going to a
Or
big
depends
step
on who you
backwards.
ask.
Yeah, I don't know if the 22R is a farther downgrade than a diesel, but definitely
Yeah.
he went a couple steps backward there.
Yeah.
Um,
But now he's running an 82 Toyota pickup, so
Nice.
with a 22R. I think it's RE. R? I don't even remember, to be honest. It might be one of the two. I think he might have swapped it, though.
A lot of people commenting about their daily drivers in the comments, so that's good to see so many trucks being used every day.
Mhm.
I do have one question. Tito is asking, he's looking for a lunchbox locker install video. Do you have any of those, Clinton?
I do and I don't.
Okay.
So it's not a very good video. I don't go into detail on installing the lunchbox locker because I didn't know how to do it at that point. I pretty much I pulled my rear diff and I took the third member to my buddy who was a technician at the Toyota dealership, got him to install it, and then I just reinstalled the third into my truck. So there's not a lot of detail and probably not what you're looking for.
Yeah, and honestly, unless you know what you're doing with setting the lash and all that, you really gotta know how to do it, or else you're gonna chew up your brand new parts.
Yeah,
quickly.
your brand new parts. But
Yeah.
the lunchbox lockers aren't terribly hard to install, just because you're just removing the spider gears. But yeah,
Then he says, choice of e-locker or lunchbox locker. I think that probably comes down to budget, right?
yes and no. I mean,
Well-
you can find. Okay, so my first e-locker, I didn't pay anything. I traded a case of beer for it. So that's definitely better value than a lunchbox locker. That being said, it didn't come with an actuator. I went to a junkyard and paid $100 for an actuator. So still, $125 for a working e-locker at the end of the day is still a great deal. Whereas, I think I think walk-right lockers are probably one of the cheaper ones you can get, and they're like you're looking at like $300, I think, or 275 American, anyways, for one.
Okay.
So it depends on the deal you find. I would definitely recommend an e-locker 100% over a lunchbox locker.
Especially if this is
But
going to be your daily driver.
especially if it's going to be a daily driver, yeah. I personally run a lunchbox rear e-locker front. But yeah.
Let's see. Oh no. Bob had a perfect dash. Then he used some goof off on it. Took the color off in a spot. Oh no. I mean, at least though that's only cosmetic. I mean, you could always maybe, pull it off and repaint it with some of that, what's that, SEM? You guys have that up in Canada, the SEM paint?
SEM, that
Yeah.
doesn't sound familiar, but I might just be out of the know.
Yeah, SEM makes a good vinyl fabric paint. And
Okay.
Dupacolor and VHT are also two more brands we have here in the U.S. that make some pretty good product.
I've seen Duplicolor before, but
Um, yeah, that goof off, that's aggressive. Don't get goof off and goo gone mixed up, because goo gone is nice and like citrus smelly and like a nice gentle sticker removal
Yeah.
thing, and goof off is basically, it's more like on the paint thinner side. It's a little bit
Yeah.
more aggressive. I know someone else that has mistaken one for the other and also done some damage to whatever they were working on. Let's see. Well, what do we think about a Toyota pickup and a Ford Ranger for the year of 1992? Which one's better in general? Well, here
we're biased.
yeah, here at Toyota Tuesdays.
Yeah.
I don't know. I respect Ford Rangers because I've seen some Ford Rangers take a good beating, but the answer is always going to be Toyota. So, at least here. Somebody found two cracked second-gen dashes down at the junkyard yesterday. Yeah. Oh, two uncracked. Oh, I hope you bought them. I really hope you bought them, because those things are skyrocketing in value. Last time I checked on eBay, an uncracked dash is going for like $300+,
Whoa.
which kills me because I don't know. Before I moved, that was probably back in like maybe probably like 2012, 2013. I sold a couple for like $100 each on I Hate Mud, and the parts have gone up that much since then. It's crazy. So go back and get them before they crack. Let's see. Clinton's only a few hours away from Goose Anonymous. Nice. Another Canadian up in the house tonight. Back to the Toyota and the Ranger. They're both V6s. I really don't know much about the V6 Ranger. Is that a 4-liter? I don't even know, to be honest with you. I'm not
No
up to
clue.
speed on my Ford Rangers. Ford Rangers are internet famous. You guys know the song.
My
you know
wife
it.
loves that song. Every time in traffic, it is terrible.
If I was better at all these screens on my monitor, I'd pull it up and play it for you.
My wife loves TikTok, and yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid song.
Yeah, maybe the Ranger tax is gonna go up for that, and
It
the
might.
Toyotas will come down. Well, they'll be affordable again. So
Yeah, they might.
nobody make any Toyota songs. They're popular enough. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Did I just see somebody say they have two first-gen beds? I lost my spot. Where was I? I got so excited I bumped the mouse. I've been looking for a bed so hard here. I've got two first-gen beds. Oh, but you live in California. Damn it. I was going to say, if you're anywhere
Shocker.
in the Midwest, I was going to be on my way with a trailer. Let's see. To the locker question, he runs lock right front and rear. Only compliant is stiff steering. Waiting to find an e-locker housing for the front. Works for now and they're more affordable. New windshield, $175 installed. That's a pretty good price. I know, like a lot of times, my insurance company, you can just pay them like $100 and they'll come out and replace a windshield no matter what. They'll even repair a chip for free sometimes. So always check with your insurance. You might get a good deal through them.
I got a guy. My windshields are $150 replaced.
Yeah, it's a pretty good price.
But I got a buddy who just charges me his cost. So,
Nice.
and yeah, 150 Canadian, so pretty cheap US.
Hey, Bob, I got a question for you. While you had the windshield out and replaced, did you go with the original chrome trim with all the plastic embedded clips into the sealant, or did you have them do the one-piece rubber surround? Because that's kind of where I'm stuck on. Is I don't know if I want to go one route or the other. Let's see, Tom Jones back again. Clinton, did you lose your windshield in the fire?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very cracked and destroyed.
Okay.
I pulled it out on the weekend. It was, yeah. That wasn't the fun job. I hate removing windshields. It never goes clean.
Right. I've never had a
With-
successful removal.
no, without the proper tools, it's hard to do it yourself.
Yeah.
But I got it done and just had to shop back a lot of glass.
It's always my go-to method.
Yeah. My windshield was super clean, not a single crack or nick or anything in it. So
Bummer.
that kind of sucked.
Was that?
But
Oh, go ahead.
but once I took the windshield out, I found a couple of very small rust holes in the window frame that now I'm gonna fix now that the windshield's out and I see it. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise for stuff like that, being
Yeah.
able to catch it early and fix it before it becomes an actual problem. Same with in my floor pan, just under my clutch master cylinder, I found a couple of rust holes in the firewall that I'm going to fix too. Just little tiny guys, but easy to fix while they're very small and catch them before they spread and become massive holes in my floor pan.
As they do quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Caden T. Doing a frame replacement on the 95 Montero. You guys, I know it's Toyota Tuesday, but we talk about this Montero a lot. It's pretty nice. And they've also got the fully boxed frame like the Toyotas do, so they also have the frame rust like Toyotas do. Yeah. Let's see, John. I'll check some email in a minute here. I'm trying to get caught up, and then when Clinton's telling a good long story, I'll go sort out all these emails.
I don't know what story I'm going to be telling here.
Let's see. I've got a random one. It's from that's your phone number. I'm not gonna announce it on the air, but it's from VerizonPix.com. That might be you. It's a white 2-wheel drive. Okay, here we go. This is a little bit out of my domain of knowledge.
Okay.
Any tips on how to change a 2-wheel drive 06 Tundra to 4-wheel drive? How hard for the weekend warrior? I've never wrenched on a Tundra.
I'm assuming it's probably pretty similar to the newer Tacomas and 4Runners where you can literally bolt on all of the 4-wheel drive parts and be good to go. But at the same time, you need to buy a whole parts truck and move everything over. And I don't know. I don't know whether it's worth it to do something like that or if it's easier just to buy a 4-wheel drive. It depends. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Depends on your skill set and how motivated you are. But if it's anything like the Tacomas and 4Runners, you should be able to just move everything over. But yeah, I also have zero experience working on Tundras. So
Yeah.
except for when I pulled the 2UZ from the Tundra the first time.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Now, did you part or scrap the rest of that truck?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it's taken to the wrecker.
Okay. Let's see. Chris, it was the red truck that had all the wiring modifications, power doors put on later, rear defrost button. You noted the badge. My badge is a Southern truck. Wouldn't expect a can swap. A can swap? I don't know. Oh, cab swap. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know for sure. This is about the badge, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know for sure. But yeah, the red truck that I had that had all the wiring modifications is a nice way to put it. I would say hack job. But yeah, that was the one that had the the regular just Toyota badge. So, yeah, I don't know how they do that. Not sure. The fast lane, his says E05, and I have seen those too. So
Yeah, I've
maybe,
seen those as well.
yeah. So that I guess that's a 22 RE thing, but
Hmm.
my 87, the red one in question here, also had a 22 RE, and it didn't even say EFI. So, not sure what the deal is here. Yoda Kid, 15 and building up 2 first gens. That's awesome. I wish I got into these trucks like when I was that young, you know.
Yeah, me too. I wish I had an appreciation for it when I was that young. My first truck was a '91 Toyota pickup, and I didn't know what I had at the point that time. And yeah, I got rid of it. I think just after high school or just before I finished, and yeah, didn't realize what I was missing until I got rid of it, and then had to come back once I finished college.
Hey man, at least you're way
But
ahead of me, man. When I was 15, when I was in my teens, I was into like car stereo and which is good because I learned how to like wire and solder and do all that stuff.
yeah,
Then I went the long route. I got into V8s, and then I got into
yeah.
imports, and then
So I'm just now getting into V8s, but in
yeah,
a Toyota.
that's true. Well, I should say V8s as in like Camaros and
Yeah,
Mustangs
I
and
figured that's what you meant.
Civics and whatnot.
Uh,
And it wasn't until 2010 I got into the
Four bangers.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, nah, I couldn't imagine what I could talk about now if I had that many years of experience.
yeah,
Um,
fair enough.
all right, Clinton, this is all you.
Uh-oh.
A swap from a 3-liter to a 3.4.
Yes.
I'm gonna check my email here.
All right. Swap from a 3-liter to 3.4 is pretty straightforward. And honestly, if you have a problem with your 3-liter, be it head gaskets or major engine issues, I would highly recommend going a 3.4 instead of replacing it with another 3-liter. You can get a 3.4. Like I paid, I think $550 for mine originally, and it came with the tranny and everything. And I sold mine for $400 before I did the 2UZ swap. But anyways, to install them, they literally bolt into place of the 3-liter. The engine mounts bolt onto the block. They bolt up to your R150 transmission. You can use all your 3-liter clutch stuff, and it's just easy. You need to make a couple custom crossover pipe, but realistically, it's not that hard. And then it's maybe a dozen wires that you need to tamper with to actually get it running. But overall, it's a pretty easy swap and well worth it. I have a video on doing it, except it's going 22RE to 3.4. It's not super detailed, but if you look online on Yoda Tech and other online forums, you can find like tons of resources and information on how to do it with pretty much any setup, whether you're going auto to manual, or 22RE to 3.4, whatever. So yeah.
Now, yeah, if you're going from a 22R/RE to the 3.4, you've got some extra
A lot
work
more work.
cut out. Yeah, a lot more work cut out. But if you got a 3.0, it's like a no-brainer to do the 3.4 swap.
Absolutely, yeah. More power, you're better on gas, and you got a more reliable motor. So it's a win-win-win. And honestly, they're so cheap. Like, they almost cost the same as you just replacing it with another 3-liter. So
Yeah.
there's that too.
And the 4Runners right now, at least around here, they're a dime a dozen. You can pick up a 4Runner with a 3.4 for
Yeah.
$500 to $800 all day long because they're rusting in half. But
Yeah.
you might as well buy the whole vehicle.
They're definitely a lot more expensive here.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of them in junkyards now. They're getting to the age of being common in junkyards. So they're pretty easy to find because it's easy to write them off from a little tiny accident, and they find their way to junkyards.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I don't think I've seen any under $1,000. My wife's with over 500,000 kilometers. We paid $1,000 for.
Like 500,000 kilometers is probably like what, 400,000, maybe 350,000 miles, which is still up there.
515,000 km, 2 miles. Yeah, it's 320,000.
Okay. Let's see. Caden T says, Clinton, even if you have a video, you're looking to scrap it, will still be a good advice to whoever is looking for a rough idea.
I'm assuming he's talking about the lunchbox video or something.
To scrap it, though, I don't know.
I don't know what scrap it means.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's a typo maybe, but it's a really old video in my catalog, and it's one of the ones I'm not too proud of. So if you want to find it, go for it, but not something I'll share. It's back when I shot things on my phone, so
Oh,
I
well,
tend not to promote the old stuff that much.
I still use my phone most of the time, so. Yeah, we talked about this before. Clinton uses his nice DSLR. Oh, actually, it's a mirrorless, so it's even nicer.
DSLM.
And I'm like paranoid to use mine for anything dirty, so I use all my phone for all my dirty work.
Yeah, mine is currently just covered in paint now from painting today.
I couldn't even deal with that.
I bought an expensive camera for a reason. It's supposed to be shockproof, weatherproof, all the fancy bells and whistles. So it's like, well, I'm going to use it. I don't use it for much else, really. So I do have a backup camera. I got a Panasonic G85, which is about $1,000. It's a lot cheaper and shoots 4K, has the IBIS, and it's like the same sensor as this camera, but it's not as nice. So I use my nice camera.
There you go. Let's see here. Oh, good. Yeah, get those dashies. Going back to the junkyard to get them. I honestly, I'd consider just sitting on them because until some company figures out like the process to make another one of those dashes, those things are just going to skyrocket in value. Like I wish I didn't sell mine for $100 back in the day. I'm kicking myself.
I'm surprised there isn't a company that makes them with how popular these old Toyota trucks are.
I know.
And like
right?
every single second gen's got a cracked dash.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what how they figured the return on investment is for that, but I feel like it's got to be there.
It's got to be. But at the same time, there's a huge part of the old guys who drive the old Toyotas that don't care about stuff like a cracked dash. They just want to go rock crawling.
Exactly. And they do have the cab
maybe
covers
not.
we talked about. Just a little.
Yeah, they do. So maybe not a ton of demand for it, but there definitely is, I'm sure.
Yeah. I did see they're making reproduction door panels now. I've seen them on eBay.
Perfect.
They're like, I think they were like $200 or $250.
Mm-hmm.
They only came in black, and obviously, I didn't see them in person, just a little tiny photo, so I don't know the materials or the quality. But yeah, you can get some replacement door panels now. And I wonder if they're like the chipboard on the back. How when they get
I'd be curious of that too.
I doubt it. They're probably plastic, nowadays.
Yeah.
Which is a good idea. I don't know why I can't stand that chipboard. It just falls apart and warps when it gets wet.
Well, they seem to use as minimal plastic as possible in those old trucks.
Yeah.
Just, with everything, composite panels or whatever, but...
All right. Theron says, I once met a girl for a date. She said, I'm waiting for you by your Toyota Ranger. He told her, this ain't going to work out, and drove away. Wise. And which one is better? This is back to the 3.0 versus the 3.4. I'm going to answer this one for you. 3.4 is better in every way.
Perfect. You nailed it.
I have no experience in either engine. I've never owned either, but I can just know.
Yeah, better than a 22 RE2.
Yeah. Let's see. Classic G-Body Garage. This is my buddy Brian Suter. He lives out here, actually. He's checking in.
Perfect.
Yeah, he is into the G-Bodies. I remember a while back I tried getting him into a Toyota, but it's hard to spend that much on a truck just to drive around and haul parts. Piano wire works well for cutting out glass, and I've heard that. And every time I have tried, I'll get like some copper wire, and it always breaks. So,
yeah, I tried with wire too, a couple different options, and it kept breaking on me. So I was like, okay. I ended up just using razor blades and stuff and trying my best, but whatever.
Yeah,
it still broke. It came out very broken, but
I've spent a lot of time really trying, thinking like, all right, this time I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna do it the right, I'm gonna do like you with the razor and just keep cutting,
Yeah.
cutting, cutting. And every time I'm just like, I should just.
See, I also didn't care that much because the entire interior was gutted, the engine bay was gutted, so it's like, well, it's going to be super easy to clean up any glass. So
Yeah.
I didn't have a ton of motivation to try to do it as absolutely as clean as possible. So yeah.
Here's a good question from Tyler. He has his first 22 RE rebuilt from the ground up 2 years ago. It has loud lifter tick. The valves are lashed and it has a new cam, new rockers. Are they just loud engines? And they're kind of on the loud side from all the ones that I've seen. I've adjusted my valves and it didn't even make a difference. So, being that yours is rebuilt though, it makes me wonder a little bit if something might be out of spec there. But they are just kind of noisy.
Sure. Sure.
It's not as smooth as a 3.4, but yeah.
Yeah.
Are the 3.4s
I've
noisy?
seen them at both ends of the scale, or the 22 REs. I've seen them really loud and making lots of noise, but still really reliable.
Yeah.
And I've also heard them just purr like a kitten and just love life. So, but 3.4s, I've never had any major issues with ever. So, but
Let's see here. We have any merchandise, hoodies, hats? Yeah, we both have some merch actually. Here.
I don't think I've got anything in stock right now.
Nothing in
But
stock. Okay, see,
I'm too busy to do that.
I don't actually keep anything in stock. All my stuff is through was it Redbubble? So it's a print-on-demand service. Unfortunately, this isn't mine. I got this on Etsy, but not my store. But if you guys are looking for a nice old school Toyota hat, check out Etsy. There's a bunch on there. Yeah, if you go to sixthgeargarage.net, I've got a merchandise tab on there. And you want to throw your handle out there, Clinton?
It's just dirtgarage.ca.
Garage.
The hat is not available. It's very dirty, but I get this is what people ask about most is my hats, but I've just never made a run of hats. But
So you actually have them physically in stock. You actually get them printed locally. Okay.
yeah, well, it depends. Not I've got my own vinyl cutter and stuff, so I make the stickers in house. Same with hoodies and shirts. Like I vinyl press some of them, I heat transfer a lot of them. So
Oh, nice.
most of it's entirely made in house.
That's cool. Yeah, I want to get to the point where I can do that and actually get some screen printed locally and ship them out.
Yeah.
Because the quality's better than print on demand. But
Well, so what I did originally is I bought 50 stickers. I got 50 stickers made locally and sold all of them within like a couple of weeks. And I was like, oh, people actually want this. So I reinvested all of the profit from those back into the merch stuff, or to make more, or to get equipment to start making merch in house, and then sold all that and kept reinvesting it back into the merch itself. And then, yeah, now I'm able to make everything pretty well in house just because I kept reinvesting the money from it. But now I don't even have time to even restock anything. So
that's kind of where I am. It's like I've looked at the machinery and the equipment
Yeah.
of how to make your own T-shirts. I'm like, that'd be really cool. It'd be fun, to actually say this was made by me,
yeah,
But then it's like that's time I could be making videos or wrenching. So
yeah,
never got around to it.
yeah.
I did order some stickers. I got these from was it Sticker Mule, I think. So I do keep those in house and I ship those out when
Sticker
they were,
mule.
Yeah, pretty good deals on stickers. Let's see, where were we? Here we
Yeah.
go. Let's see.
Die-cut stickers.
Back to the Mitsubishi. Yeah, I like the Monteros, and that's if I was not into Land Cruisers, that'd be the SUV of choice for sure. Let's see. Yoda Kid's also he put his Instagram tag up there earlier. If you guys want to check him out, or he's got a YouTube channel too. If you guys ever want to put your handles down here in the comments, feel free. Check out each other's channels. I'm subscribed to a lot of you guys. So, yeah, put the word out there. Let's see. Would it be beneficial to remove the bed panels in a second gen and bed line / rubber coat the inner panels to prevent rust in the future? I'd say the only problem with being a second gen is once you pull those panels off, you might find there's already some surface rust, and you don't want to overcoat any of that with a bed liner or any kind of undercoating, because it will actually trap the rust in and make it rust faster. I've seen so many frames where people say, "Oh, it's got some surface rust on it. I'm gonna hose it down with a can of undercoat," and then it just continues to bubble and get worse under there until it's a hole. So once you pull those bedside panels out on the inside of the bed, see what's back in there. There's probably gonna be a bunch of dirt, and, leaves and crud. So you might have to pressure wash that out, and then you'll know for sure. But I don't really think it's going to be beneficial to put a bed liner on that, because those are covered up and they're not getting scratched up. I think as long as there's a good coat of paint on there, that'll be enough protection. But yeah, pull it out first and see what you're dealing with, because it may be worse. It look mint on the outside and it look a lot worse inside. That's where those multi-piece beds start to rust.
Should we start getting into the viewer trucks, or?
We got a lot of questions today. This is good.
Yeah, I know.
I'm almost caught up. All right,
Okay.
We got a couple more, and then we'll look at the viewer trucks, because it is almost 10 o'clock. And
Exactly. Yeah.
In the show. Where were we? Okay. Can I put an airbag on my 92, and what can I do to fight the thieves? An airbag. The 92s. When did they come with airbags? I guess probably not till like 95 or something, right?
96.
96? Okay. Man, I don't even know where to begin to install an airbag on an earlier model. I would say I wouldn't even try it. You'll need everything. You need the sensors, the computer for it, all the wiring, the bags itself, the steering wheel. Nah, I don't think it'd be worth it. To fight the thieves, I'd say a kill switch is good. But I would go as far as to put like multiple kill switches, even throw in some fake switches. They just have wires that go to something that doesn't matter. I mean, anything that's going to slow them down. Biggest thing is park in a garage at night if you can. Don't bother with like a lot of the devices like the club and all that. All those can be defeated. I mean, you can go on YouTube and see how to hack through those in like 10 seconds. So. I'm a big fan of kill switches. You got anything, Clinton?
Nope.
Dude, Canadians are so nice. Nothing ever gets stolen up there.
Maybe move somewhere where you are a better neighborhood. I don't know. I've never been concerned about that.
If you're gonna park the truck for a long period of time,
yeah,
or I mean maybe even overnight, depending on where you are. I know with my Civic, I had my boosted EG Civic. I had the ECU in a glove box instead of in a kick panel. So I could just pop open the glove box, unplug it, and just pull it out and take it with me, because it won't run right on a regular ECU. It had to run on a tuned one. So take your ECU with you, like those. Remember those pull-out tape deck radios in the 80s?
Oh, yeah.
You actually had a little handle
Something
on
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
Just pull the whole ECM.
Yeah, just pull your ECU with you, and you do that.
So, I've got a terrible habit of like leaving my keys in the ignition while going grocery shopping or something.
People are so honest up there in Canada.
Yeah. Windows down, keys in the ignition. My wife gives me crap for it, but it's always like when it's like beautiful and sunny out too. I always feel in a better mood to leave my keys.
Yeah.
I don't even know why, but it depends on the weather.
You sort of have like an anti-theft built-in device with all your, because you get in and there's gonna be so many shifters, and the average.
It's such a hard truck to drive unless you know it.
Yeah.
Pretty much anyone who gets in it and tries to drive it immediately stalls it because they're not familiar with how it works. I mean, that's a lot of manual vehicles that you're not used to driving. Like even if I get into a friend's truck, it's pretty hard for me to get used to it because everyone's clutch is just slightly different, trying to figure out where it grabs. So
yeah.
That being said, I'm sure a thief knows how to drive a stick. But yeah, you're right. I've got 4 sticks in mine and 3 of them are unlabeled, it would probably be pretty confusing. I
Yeah,
could probably pop one of the transfer cases in neutral, and they'll never figure it out.
I've done that on mine with my twin stick because it's not labeled or anything, so
Yeah.
it might throw someone off. Um, I've I've done this too before when I've lived in some shady areas. If I'm gonna be parked for a while, say I'm just
Mhm.
gonna not be driving, I'm gonna work on it or something like that. Go under the hood and pull off a spark plug wire or two and just like barely set them on there. That way, if they do start it, it's gonna run like shit, and they're gonna think, oh, I can't drive this. Um,
Another
unplug the
easy one would
igniter.
be unplugging the circuit opening relay or something.
Yeah, yeah, just little stuff like that that only you'll figure out. That's probably the best way is to make it not look like it's full of anti-theft devices, and that'll slow them down, hopefully. So I do read a lot though of these trucks being stolen, especially out west, Washington, Oregon, California. Don't know what happens to them. Don't know if they end up south of the border or parted out or in the woods somewhere or what. But always, be vigilant. So that's
I
a good
don't
question.
I never really hear of them getting stolen, but I'd imagine if it was stolen, somebody would be stealing it because they know what it is and will take every good part off of it and then scrap the rest. That's probably the safest way. Not that I'm encouraging people to do that. What I'm saying, I
Right.
just assume if somebody were to steal my truck, that's probably how it ended up in somebody's garage and completely parted out.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I try not to think about that because I don't want my
That
truck to get stolen.
that is depressing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Bob, any recommendations on where to get some third gen door seals? Um, I'm not a third
No
gen
clue.
guy like Clinton here, but I would say, have you checked with Toyota? Because surprisingly, they still make a lot of the seals for the second gens.
Yep, they make a ton of six seals. Said I went and bought the hood, or the hood hinge seals earlier today. Heater core seals that go in your firewall. Bought a whole bunch of random grommets and seals from the dealership today, and a brand new speedometer cable from the dealership today. Yeah, they still make a ton of stuff for these trucks. Toyota, I mean, part of it is Toyota used a lot of these parts through a whole lot of years in the whole lot of their lineup, so it's so easy for them to have part availability. So, yeah, your dealership will probably have door seals,
Yeah,
or not have them, but be able to get them.
yeah, be able to get them. Yeah, you'd be surprised what all they can get for you. So
Hmm.
always worth checking them out. Fast lane, no, I have not found a rust-free frame or bed yet. Things have been on hold since we got all that snow, anyways. So nothing like that out here. Let's see. Thoughts on drivetrain lifts? Um, See what, Clint? I'll let you get this one. I'm gonna go get these pictures sorted out, and we'll go through those.
Drivetrain lifts, like
I'm guessing he means like
so you have a flatter belly, like you're lifting the trans or the engine T case trans up and building a custom floor pan to keep.
ooh, maybe
Is
that's
that what
he
you're
meant.
talking
I
about?
figured he meant like suspension lifts versus body lifts, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, short. It was a short break. Let us know what you mean on that. Drivetrain lifts. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. To me, unless drivetrain is like a brand of lifts that I don't know of.
Oh, maybe. Or just talking about like the planetary gear sets. Like, you ever seen those? Like the Hummers have.
Yeah, I
Okay,
have no
yeah, let
idea.
us know. Um, Here we go. Passenger floor gets water after every rain and an 88 extra cab. Wondering if it's fixing or just use a tarp. I was gonna say it's definitely worth fixing because that's gonna cause more issues. Could be windshield or sunroof. You're exactly right.
Yeah,
I would say pull off your chrome trim. Only thing is, when you pull it off, it may not go back on because the brittle clips that hold it on will most likely break.
the
But
aftermarket rubber seal's so much better, anyways.
yeah,
When I first did windshield in mine, I got him to not. I said, "Don't even bother trying to keep the chrome. I don't want it." It causes more rust than anything as well. So
yeah. What I would do is get somebody to spray a hose on each part and see where it comes in. It's going to be one or the other. You might want to get for your sunroof drains. Get like not a hanger, not something like really hard, but something like that flexes a little bit, kind of like maybe like a thick wire, like maybe like a 12 gauge wire from like a house wiring, like a solid core, not the real flexible multi-strand core, and run that through there, and that might get some dirt out of your sunroof drains. But yeah, definitely fix it because you don't want that water in your floor. That's going to be a rusty floor. Pull rotor button from distributor if parked for longer periods. That's a good idea. Yep. Yeah, Clinton. You was some Bigfoot stories.
I don't got any. We're always looking, but still have not seen anything ever. But
okay. All right, we are caught up almost. I just got another one. No, that's cool. You guys keep asking away. You know, if we don't have time to get to the viewer rides, we'll get to them next time. Okay. Jake was talking about a body lift with the drivetrain lift. Frame stays low. It's for clearance. Raises the transfer case, so there's nothing to get hung up on.
yeah. So I don't have any sort of drivetrain lift. I have a body lift. But I don't find, at least on my platform, that there's much low-hanging fruit, I guess. Like, the transfer case is hanging down just a little bit, but it's got such a beefy skid plate with the trail gear dual transfer case cross member. Like, I'm not worried about ever coming down on that on a rock or something. Plus, it doesn't even hang down that far, and it's only in this much of an area. So, I don't know. I've never been bothered or ever even worried about doing something like that. That seems like a whole lot of work for minimal return. Plus, I like the idea of the body lift and having my drivetrain lower than the body because it keeps my center of gravity just that much lower too, with the added height. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's a lot of fabrication. A lot of work.
It is, yeah.
All right. Paul Thompson. Yes, it could be rusty behind the fender where the cowl is. That's also a good spot, and that gets clogged up with leaves and crap. That can rust there. Yep. Man, you guys are always telling me, I have so many rust-free frames and beds and whatnot, and you're on the West Coast. So I'm serious.
Well,
you guys can
you're the
find a way.
Toyota Rust guy on YouTube.
I know. Anyone who can find a way to get those products from the West Coast to the Midwest and the East Coast, you're going to make a ton of money. So there's a business opportunity for you. Hey, Backroads Drifter. We're just about to go to the viewer photos here. Now, I haven't got any emails since 9 o'clock here, since the show started. So I know
You don't pin the comment.
I know a couple people said they sent them, but I did not get them. So not sure what's happening there. I checked my spam too, so not sure. But let me get these going here. And we're going to go over to my other desktop. Oh, it's Clinton. All right.
Hey, it's just me.
Here we go. I don't know if we got to this one last week or not, but this is Mike in Oregon. And over here, I like this picture because
It's clean.
it's very clean. Yeah, I like that a lot. I mean, Oregon.
It's got
of
a
course.
very clean bed too.
Yeah, I think that's mint. Extra cab has got all the chrome trim, everything's complete. But what I like most is
The
he's got the
E05.
correct cap. If you guys notice here, this cab degree angle on the extra cab, I think we talked about this once. It's 10 degrees versus the standard cab, which is a little bit more straight up in 4 degrees. And you got to find a certain bed, a certain cap to fit the bed of an extra cab. Otherwise, you'll have this weird sort of like V-shaped gap right here. And he's got the right cap for that truck, and that looks really good. Because this angle is 10 degrees on the extra cab, the rear window of the extra cab trucks is actually 2 inches taller compared to the window of the standard cab truck. So if you're ever at a junkyard pulling parts, make sure you get the right one.
Same D window style rims that I run on my truck. I like those rims.
Yep. Yeah, I actually had those on my truck when I first bought it. Those look good. Yeah, it's a nice clean truck. That's Mike in Oregon. Let's see, we got Miguel. We got two Miguels here. This is the first one. This picture came in super tiny, guys, so sorry about the potato resolution here. That's as big as I can get it. But that's a clean 86, I believe you said it was. Extra cab. Got the original steel wheels on it, and it looks rust free. I can't tell with the.
It's so hard to tell with the potato quality. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's nice. And there it is. This is before and after.
Oh, you got after.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's so much better.
Yeah.
Solid axle swapped.
And let's see. There is the interior of that truck.
Well, you got all sorts of goodies on this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's clean too.
Yep.
As far as I could tell, the pixels might hide a lot. But...
That's true. Yeah. Well, I don't see a cracked dash. Doesn't mean it is cracked.
Doesn't mean it isn't. No.
I don't see a ripped seat on the driver's side either. So that's pretty good. That's rare. This is
the very first comment is where you send your photos. Backroad shifter.
Yeah. Scroll all the way up. I got my email there.
Yeah.
Although, you know what? I wonder if that's still there, because I know after a while they disappear.
You should pin your own comment in here. Then it stays at the top of the chat the entire time.
Clinton, give me some how-to here. There we go. All right. I pinned it.
There you go.
Now the show's over. It's pinned. This is James. This is a nice, clean second gen. There's two photos here.
Another solid axle swap.
Yeah, solid axle swap. Nice front bumper. Nice sliders.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
I like the little kick
yeah,
on the slider too to protect the cab corner and the bed.
Funny thing about that is, I wonder how well that worked.
Oh, you have another photo of it?
Yeah, did it just pop up there? It's another photo.
Oh, nice.
He flopped it on his side. That looks like he's getting lifted up by a wrecker. So.
Ah, that sucks.
Yeah, interesting to see. I'd like to see the after there, or maybe this is the before and that's the after. Maybe it worked. I don't know. But either way, clean truck. It's good to see you're using it off road, and not scared to get a little body damage.
Absolutely.
We got Miguel Hernandez here, and this is looks like he's from California, and he sent me 5 photos here. I like that 4Runner in the background too.
Clean second, yeah.
It's clean.
That is a nice 4Runner. Same color too.
Yep.
Nice match.
Extremely jealous. You guys, we talked before. I'm on the hunt for a first gen 4Runner, and it's so hard to find anything in Ohio. There's really nothing left. That's nice.
Yeah, I'd love to have one too.
It is.
Also love to have an 80 series. But
Oh, there they are, side by side. Yep. Yeah, those are nice. 153,000 miles.
Crazy.
And a 22
ECT. It's an auto.
Yep. Or was an auto. I don't know.
Or was an auto.
Yeah,
But
maybe that's changed. I don't know. But yeah, clean truck. I'm so jealous of all these Western trucks. One day we're just gonna have like a Rust edition. Everybody from Ohio and Michigan and
in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the one that came through as someone's phone number. So I just left the area code. So area code 775. This is you. I didn't want to put your personal phone number on Google or YouTube. I mean, but this is the 2-wheel drive. Looks like it's got some sort of a lift on it. I don't know. What's that? Maybe a 3-inch lift? I know FabTech makes a lift. I have one on my lifted 87. Looks about like that. Oh, you got wider fenders on there too. I just saw that.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to look at.
Yeah.
Some fiberglass or something.
And a 4-wheel drive bed.
Nice.
Wait a minute. Is this? Oh, okay. No, it's 2-wheel drive. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see a CV axle in there.
Yeah. It looks with the wider bed and the fenders. It actually looks like it's a 4-wheel drive truck. So you fooled me. Looks good though. Yeah, a little bit of that bed rust starting there, and that's what I'm talking about. By the time you guys see this on the outside, that bed is going to be toast when you pull off those bed panels. So it's the unfortunate cancer. Once you have it, it's already up to stage like 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there we go. All right, guys, that is
That
going
was
to
all.
be it for today. You got anything
Awesome.
else, Clinton?
No, I think that's about it.
All right, get us back to our outro screen here. So,
Perfect.
thanks for tuning in, guys. Like I said, I've got a non-Toyota video coming this week. Haven't had much time to get into the Yoda stuff,
Hmm.
but Clinton, as always, will have
A Yoda video coming up
video.
Friday.
Yep.
Back to the fire restoration.
Yep, back to the rebuild. So
Hmm.
check out the channels here, and we'll let you know who's going to host next week. I know we're going back and forth between either me or Clinton, and it's been me every time just because it's always like Monday. I'm like, hey, Clinton, man, you want to host this week? And he's always like, got his arms already in his restoration, so I'll just do it.
Yeah, see, Sunday was like my first day off since like I started the 2 UZ swap on my truck. So I've been like wrenching every single day for like almost 2 months now. Um, and I just had to take a break because my body, it just hurts right now. Working so long and not taking breaks it's hard on you. And then I was like, and my original plan was Sunday I was going to set this up on my channel, make the screens, get OBS going, but I ended up just being lazy all day and completely forgetting about this. But yeah,
Hey, I just saw Postal Redneck posted, and I know him from the Gambler 500. And I just want to say, if you guys are local to Ohio or Michigan, or you want to go for a drive, I just saw on Facebook today that the Detroit Gambler 500 did just announce that their event is going to be May 22nd and 23rd. So I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but that's a good time. So if you guys are looking for a fun adventure, definitely check out the Gambler 500.
absolutely.
I know Clinton's done a couple as well.
Yep.
So, all right, guys, that is it for tonight. I did just get some pictures, but we'll check those out next time because like 5 emails just rolled in like the last one.
Right at the end.
Yeah. So, thanks for checking in and stay tuned, and we'll let you know who's going to host the next show.
See you guys.
Have a good night.